So hello friends of the French Legion, I am greeting you. I hope you are well, everything is okay. Yeah, it is fine. So I begin there where I left you the last time. You remember that I have been affected to the first company of the second rep, was in September 87. And I went through the promo and then I had to join, normally I had to join the first company, but there was a small problem. The first company was not in Camp Rafale because the first company was in intervention in Chad, Biltine, Abéché, in Jamena, and whatsoever. So, what was my destiny for this time? Because the first company had to stay for 5 or 6 more weeks in Chad, and yeah, they put me as serveur in the mess officier, in the Caserne San Piero on the Citadel in Calvi. For me, it was a psychological disaster. Why? Of course, I joined the Legion, and I joined the rep for intervention, for war, for making operations with good men, with the best soldiers of the world. And now I find myself in the mess officier and making dishes, serving whatever, ratatouille and crème brûlée and whatever, whatsoever, you know, du vin, du champagne, du baguette, des poissons, everything you want, bouillabaisse, you know. Crazy. And I was a little bit ashamed, you know. And I did not even contact my friends in Germany to tell them, hey, I arrived in the second rep, but I'm only a serveur, you know, in Kellner in the mess officier. I was deeply ashamed. But one advantage I had, I was in town. So when I want to go out to the bars, to the restaurants, see the girls drinking beer, whatever, I only had to put myself, my tenue on, my tenue de sortie, and go out into town without problem. And le titre de permission, you know, the small license to go out in town was signed by a caporal chef. Go, you can go. So I had off every nighttime. I had off, except there was a repas du corps with the capitains or the lieutenants or whatever, regimentaire, you know. So yeah, serveur, mess officier. I remember one scene. I was really set up. And I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave absolutely the mess officier for the good. Once we had repas de capitaine, what means all the captains of the company of the regiment had a meal, in the nighttime, a meal, and I went through the captain's table with the plates on a tablet, you know, and by misfortune I swapped the whole tablet on the main captain's, on the président des capitaines on his chest, you know. It was hardly calculated by me. I did it on purpose, and I wanted by this to get fired from the mess officier, but it didn't work. I did this twice, but that almost bring me in jail, you know. So I stopped it, and it was not worth the clue. So the first company came back. I rejoined the first company, and the first thing I did, I talked with the old warriors who had been in Chad in intervention, in Lebanon in intervention, and in Kolwezi in intervention, and I get a lot of useful things out of their speech, you know, out of their talkings with them, you know, because it's one thing when you have maneuver and training and instruction, and you follow this in time where there's no war, then you have your kind of skills, you know, you acquire some skills. This was good. But the other thing, and the much more important thing, is when you talk with boys who had been in intervention, and they can give you so much tips, how to survive in a real combat situation. And this is what they told me. You have to take care here. When you get down, when you should look for shelter against bullet, go here and not there, because there is not so good as... You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking. And they talked to me about fear, what it means to have fear in combat. And they told me that if you don't have fear going to combat, you will die much more quicker, because all heroes die first. A hero dies first, because maybe it's not a hero, maybe it's an idiot. So a small portion of fear It's always good when going to combat. Not a fear who paralyzes you, but the fear who pushes you to get yourself and your ass down when it's hot, and that's it, A little bit fear is a lifesaver in a lot of situations in combat. And this you must know. This is very important. And I think that the tips the ancien soldiers, the fighters of the first company gave me, they saved my life multiple times. Sure, 100% sure. So when I joined the first company, I was ordered to join the platoon, or la section du Adjutant Conta. I was a platoon leader, Noel Conta, Adjutant Conta, very great gentleman. And this was hardcore. Hardcore. Why? Because Conta, he was himself a marathon man. A marathon man. Every single day, even when we have been out in maneuver and training in the field, in the morning, the first thing, even with BDU, battle dress uniform, or with sportswear, running every day, running, but not 5 miles, not 10 miles. With Conta, it was 15 miles every day, and this very quick, a cadence like a legionnaire, you know what I mean? And every single day, I remember, it was crazy. it was crazy. And then we had also his radio man. It was Fontaine. Fontaine, he was a gentleman from des Îles, I think from the island of Réunion or Mayotte. And he also was a crossman. Crazy. And we had Fuentes, Timuran, a Portuguese guy, me, myself, and I, and a lot of good sportsmen in this section. And every time we had a challenge, inter company, within the company, one platoon or one section against the others. It was the section du Adjutant Conta who wins the game, who was the best, because we have been very tough in running. And I remember once we had to do the 8,000 TRP, or 8,000 meters run. It is a run twice around the drop zone, the DZ, with a heavy rucksack on your back, battle dress uniform, FAMAS in your hands, your weapon in your hand. And normally we have to do it. All the other platoons make it within 45 minutes. But this was not what Conta ordered us. He ordered us to run all together and to do it in 41 minutes. 41 minutes. It's crazy. The best of us did it in 39 minutes. But Conta wanted to keep everybody together. We ran together as a unit. And it was 41 minutes. 41 minutes for 8 kilometers with a big rucksack, battle dress uniform, and FAMAS in the hand. Crazy. After a run like this, you had to take care not to jump immediately into the shower because your back was open. Sometimes you were bleeding. What can I tell you else? What else can I tell you? Crazy. So in this section, the L'Adjutant Conta, we had also his deputy. And his deputy was named Schulz. And it was Sergeant Chef Schulz, a Brazilian guy, a great soldier, great gentleman, great human being, absolutely stunning guy. I loved him. Everybody loved Schulz. And I remember once I was Caporal Commandement, and I was normally a Caporal de Jour. As you are Caporal de Jour, you cannot go out in town because you are responsible for the legionnaires in the camp, in the bâtiment stick. But I found a way to go out. I was in multiple bars. I get really drunken. I came back 9:45 to make the report, and I was pissed off. I don't remember why, but I was really pissed off. And d'un coup de colère, I broke with my hand. I broke all the windows of the whole section. My fist then was open, bleeding, the left one, the right one, and I spread some fear among some legionnaires. It was a stupid action, but I had kind of blues, kind of kaffa, and this mixed with alcohol is not a good thing. So next morning, the first thing I did, I presented myself not to Conta because he I was afraid about Conta, or I was afraid from his reaction. So I presented myself to Schulz, Sergeant Chef Schulz, and I told him what I have done. And Schulz said nothing. He looked at me and said, "Okay, Caporal, we have 7:30 a.m. I want you dead at 7:30 p.m. All the windows you broke are fixed." I was thought chef, and I left his office. And then after the sport, I went to go to the Casernemo, and I had a meeting with Blue. Blue was a caporal chef, an American who already fought in Vietnam with the U.S. troops, and he was a caporal chef of the Casernemo. Casernemo is the boys who fix all the buildings, and I told him, "Hey, Blue, I have a problem." But I did not come with empty pockets. I had a case of beer under my arm, 24 bottles of beer, Kronenbourg. I gave him the beer and I say, "Blue, you must help me out. If not, I'm fucked." And I told him the story, and he immediately sent 2 of his guys repairing the windows. And at 7:30 p.m., Schulz came to the section. He saw all the windows brand new, and he was happy. And the thing was forgotten, If I had told the same thing to Conta, he might have put me to jail or smashed me in my face with his right hand. With a bomb. This French for Legion is not a kindergarten, So very hard times with Conta and with Schulz, but very good time, because Schulz and Conta they have been dinosaur in the second rep, good man with a good warrior soul, but also with a good human being soul. Absolutely stunning man. So I leave you with this. That's it for today. I wish you good health. I wish you good luck for everything you do. I wish you all the things you wish yourself. Amitié Legionnaire, thanks for being here. Thomas Gast, bye-bye.
My feelings crazy, narrow bound, searching for brothers in arms, turning all round, following my feelings crazy, narrow bound. Here we are, here you are, here I am, moving towards invincibility.